Let's see if that lady says anything to me real quick. Hey, y'all, you're in my way. Alright. Do you say anything different now that I killed the thingy? Now you just moan at me. That's all? Oh. Oh. Hello. I just got this divine beast head. It looks fucking ridiculous on me. Hello.
Oh, such a joy to smell the scent again. Does a sculpted keeper stand before me? Oh, as I felt the sacred beast's essence fade, a great anxiety welled up within. Forgive this old woman her foolish fears. 'Tis such relief I cannot express.
You are forgiven, lady.
Eternity of the mind. Our voices have at last reached the heavens.
Thank you for being so kind. Oh, you're welcome. We try to be around here.
Oh. I implore, vessel, have my son accompany thee to war.
Have your son accompany you to war?
Thy dance of beauty, take vengeance upon they who betrayed us. Let them face in thy my song will I.
Watchful spirit.
O sculpted keeper, channel thy color into the most my song will I.
Is that magic or is that a new spirit summon? That is magic. Summon guardian spirit above the caster's head.
Cleanse all that thou wilt, cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower.
Lady, you're just kind of going off now, huh?
Trumpet's vile progeny. Oh, my song.
Okay. Well, we got... Oh.
Beast from higher sphere delivered.
I guess this is her song that she said she was going to sing to me.
And cavort, dance and cavort, cleanse all that thou wilt, cruelty, woe, and those who plague the tower. Cleanse away the strumpet's vile.
Okay. We did it! We completed a little area. Let's head back down here, I guess. Let's take this silly giant lion head off our head. I want my cool horns back. Give me my glowy horns. Hey, you.
Righteous tarnished. Oh, you must mean some more. Some more is a kind. He provisions our little. Some more traffics his brethren, who collect. No doubt they find inspiration. These are not your. Should you spot any forager brood? Righteous tarnished. Well, I'm much obliged. As suspected, kindly Mikola and appears intent on holy. He must be seeking entrance to the Tower of Shadow.
Yeah. Which seems like maybe that thing way back there that we didn't enter. See, I would have thought the boss would be over by that, like, dying super big tree, but...
Righteous tarnished.
Welcome.
Maybe not. Hey, bud.
Like for you, Lady Leda, things bring... I, like for you, things bring joy. Goodbye.
Bye. Well... Free Path Cross, Scorched Ruins, Gravesite, Dragon Pit. We haven't done this thing yet, even though we've been to the other side of it. Oh, Needle Knight Lita's over there. Maybe I should talk to Needle Knight Lita. We just found that letter from them, right? This is kind of where we left from last time, decided to do other stuff.
We are all utterly. It is what binds.
Oh, I think I've
that
talked to you
man,
about
he's been
both
in
of
the
these,
cell,
huh?
might be sol- There's no cause. Dane's reluctant. We've been acquainted. Perhaps wondering about the horns. True enough. Long ago,
Yep,
a
no,
cleansing.
nothing
No
new
wonder
from
that
any of
aside,
that.
And in this, they were never sent.
Alright.
They just.
Alright, alright.
Mikola has said as much himself. He says the act, though undoubtedly painful, the truth of his claim can be found as evidence enough to earn my belief. Go to the misshapen tree of Umbra. In that forsaken place, blood must spill. The blood of your fellows.
Yes,
the
and
Erdtree faithful.
that tree is what you're talking about?
Go to the misshapen tree. In that forsaken
Unless there's a different misshapen tree of Umbra. Like, there's a bunch of areas I have map already for, but haven't discovered what the place is called. So it's possible that I have the map uncovered for wherever that place is. The church place. Alright. What I want to do, I think, is maybe go down to, like, these lower areas I haven't really explored. Let's do that. As we slowly make our way through the various parts of this world. Oh, I have a, before we do that. Let's see. I did not mean to make a little... Let's see what I can make out of that special person's soul or whatever. Examine. What can I make with this? Enraged Divine Beast, raise potency of storms. And a Frost Stomp. Imitates the wrath of the Divine Beast dance. Kind of surprised that you can only do the Frost one when it had, like, all those different elements. Can be charged to increase power and range. Can be used on any melee armament. Increase comforting. So this is a trinket, I think? Is potency of storms. Now I know on my sword I've been using forever. This one. Oops. I have Stormblade, so I assume that means it would make that better. Like, increase that. But is there magic that is storm specific? Maybe it's faith-based if it exists. From flies. Dark magic, fire magic, spirit. They're all like light. I don't know that there's... I don't know what that thing means. By increasing the potency of storms. Raise potency of storms. I gotta find out. Hang on. Okay, what does this do? Whole list of skills is not whatever. Okay, so yeah, it's like it just increases the damage of storm stuff. Like my storm blade thing probably. Okay. Interesting. I don't think I would ever use it. But we could make it just for fun. It's a lot of stuff I never made. 'Cause I'm a weirdo. I like talismans. I like Ashes of War a lot too, though. I feel like I'm a lot more likely to use an Ash of War than anything else. Should probably just grab all the ones that have an Ash of War attached to them. Just in case I decide I want to use it. Because while I don't use magic, Ashes of War are something different, you know? That's not an Ash of War, right? No. This is... Oh, I already have that one. I did do that one. Interesting. These are both magic, right? Incantation, incantation. Get the Ash of War one. Okay. Ashes of War are fun. Let's also upgrade that bow and arrow that I've been having.
Now.
Because I think it would be worth. They've been giving me so many smithing stones, it feels crazy not to. Sure, let's upgrade my shield too, why not? Lord knows why I never did that in the base game. Guard boost up. I mean, I probably never did it in the base game because they didn't give me a million upgrade stones or whatever. Okay. Well. What am I doing? This one. Alright. Now to do what I said we were going to do. Which is go down that path I had not yet checked. How quickly we forget what we built. It's been like a year and a half. 2 years, 2.5 years, in fact. Not quickly. Alright, so we never really rode off this way. Past all the shadow men. Hello? Random Ash of War. Yeah, I want to read what that does. Savage Lion's Claw. Alright, skill of the particularly brave even among Redmanes. Somersault forward, striking foes with armament. An additional strike may be performed with an additional input. Okay. Silly. Guessing that's just like the forward flipping slam attack that we've seen some bad guys do towards us in the past. Well, we definitely got to see what's down there. Grab this site of grace real quick. What is this one called? Great Bridge North. But yeah, I mentioned earlier, and didn't really go into any detail, that basically the... Well, thank you for that. Basically, the biggest, most exciting change of my last week was closing the book on my tabletop that I've been running for 6-ish months. And I do say closing the book on because we did like the post-mortem on it. We actually finished the week before. I just didn't really talk about it because I knew me and my players were going to talk about it together more. But all in all, I feel pretty good about how that thing turned out overall. I don't think it would be a stretch to say that it's probably... I think it's probably my best campaign I've GM'd for. And part of that is... I don't know, my Sprawl campaign I GM'd was also very, very good. I think it's my best fantasy campaign I've GM'd for at the very least. Overall, part of that is due to the system. We were playing in Dungeon World and not, like, Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder. Which, frankly, I think I'm just a better GM in Powered by Apocalypse World systems. But, like, you'd kind of hope that whatever your most recent thing you've GM'd is your best, right? Because you would like to hope that you make improvements every time you GM. At least I feel that way. Like, I want my GMing to get better as time goes. But this one really worked really well for me because... for a bunch of reasons, honestly. But, like... doing a... there's other factors too, so it can't always be a straight climb. Definitely. But there... we did a session 0 that, like, I kind of really wanted to do, so I put together, like, a mini game, basically, for my session 0 in that campaign. Hey, bud, I wasn't really there yet. I kind of did, like, a mini game for our session 0, where we... pop, pop. we drew a bunch of cards, and then based on the suits of the cards, we would get to like determine things about the world. So it's kind of a world building session 0 before doing characters and stuff. So like my players were drawing their cards, and then like they had 5, and I think it was we all drew 5 and played 3. And so each suit was like, you know, make a location on the map somewhere, because like I just kind of made a map that was super basic, or generated one is really what I did. Whoa, hi. But then like the things were, you know, make a myth or something, make a true fact about the world now, make a true fact about the history of the world, and make a location. And all of those were kind of meant to exist in a way that was like, you know, if you make a myth about the world, you can kind of sideline in something about the world that's probably true also. A true fact about the world can maybe also hint at what kind of myths might exist. And so, like, a few things about the, like, pantheon of the world were more or less, established by my players. Oops. Didn't mean to use my healing potion there. One of which was when I had, like, done some amount of world building ahead of time, some little bits were like, listen carefully. What, to all the crying people? Okay, so I couldn't go there. So I had been like, okay, 2 gods that I know are going to be important or exist or whatever, was Druna, is what I named them, which was like the god that is the world, like the flesh you are walking on, and Kyr, the god of death, who like rules the world of the dead. But they had been like, hey, like, we're gonna pay attention to some other gods. And one of the things that had been determined was, and this was fully on my players that came up with this, but they were like, one of the gods was at some point killed, like there was a dead god, and orchards, like magical orchards exist around the world, at like the places where their blood dripped onto the world or something. They didn't fully say it that way, but like at the very least that's how I ran with it. That's how what I did with it was like, I'm pretty sure they said a god has died and like these orchards in some way are related to him. I don't remember fully what they said, but I was like, okay, this god died. There's orchards that exist on the planet or on the world because of this. And I ran with that and went a little further with it because the campaign was split between the world of the dead and the world of the living. Whereas my party died, basically the beginning of the thing is, hey, y'all died. The god of death is making a deal with you to try to fix some bullshit. You know, there was more to it than that. Like, they were specifically killed and targeted. It wasn't just like they happened to die. But anyway. That kind of world building stuff had me anything but the jar. Okay. Them doing that kind of stuff meant that, like, I made a little bit more Pantheon, specifically for my player that was playing, like, a paladin, and they wanted to, you know, worship one of those gods, one of those other gods. They went with one of the gods of magic. The one who I said tattooed the ley lines onto Druna, in fact. What the fuck is that? Yo, you nasty. Get out of here. Okay. I don't know if that thing exploded from me killing it or exploded from me not killing it fast enough, but I guess we'll find out in the future. You love that I built the God world behind the world? Fair. At any rate, leaning into that stuff and some of the other bits of... Because one of the things about Dungeon World and Powered by the Apocalypse in general is it is a much more improvisational system, especially from the GM side, than a lot of the like D20 systems that I'm and many people are probably used to, like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and such. I don't know if I can just run off this one. Okay, worked out. It's kind of a scary getting down on these, but it's working out. And frankly, that works much better for me. It makes the GM position a lot okay. It makes the GM position a lot more enjoyable and a lot easier for me to engage with and be like have more fun in any given session where I'm not feeling tied down to, you know, here's the dungeon and here's what's in this room that you have to deal with and blah blah blah, and it's a lot more here's a situation I've kind of come up with, how are you guys dealing with it? And then I get to bounce off of them. Like, that's why I like those systems more, and that's part of why I liked what I did here a lot more. Hey there. Okay. It exploded from me not killing fast enough. That was really gross. Just like made a flesh tongue come out of it. Ugh. At any rate, a lot of that meant that I had my world building was partially helped build by them, and it meant that I could improvise a lot of the rest of the world around just like what would be cool here? What do I think is neat and bounces off of what my players have helped me create here. So a lot of that is part of why I'm saying, like, I think this may have been my best fantasy campaign I've run. There are definitely things like, hey, I wish I did XYZ differently or better, for sure. But generally speaking, it worked out really well. And I ended up very happy with it. And I think everyone else had a lot of fun too. One of the things that I think might have me riding so high on it is also a couple of a couple of my players I know were not huge on Powered by Apocalypse World systems in general. In the past, for example, when they've played them, they've bounced off them a little more than maybe some of the more traditional systems people are used to. And I know at least one of them at the end was like saying like they really liked this whole campaign and feel fuck off and feel a lot better about the system in general compared to how they felt about it before, which if my GMing of the system made them feel better about the system in general, I feel like I did a lot right. But I also I had a lot of fun with it. I feel like we didn't overstay our welcome. It just ended up working out really well. The whole story of them dying, dealing with, like, making this deal with the god of death, and then as they kind of, like, solved the 4 pillars, I guess, like, the god of death basically said, hey, I need y'all to deal with these 4 things for me in my world that I'm having problems with. And each time that they did one of those, they would be, like, temporarily brought back to the world of the living. Usually not how they would have hoped. One time they were brought back, Lost Ash of War. What is that? One time they were brought back into, and this was kind of how I was like showing what is happening in the world of the living post their deaths. I don't know what that was. It's fine. But like the first time they were brought back to the ruins, like a famous ruined area of the world. And they had established early on in the world building that places of ruin are where like darkness comes from in this world. So, you know, they end up in this place of ruin, this major place of ruin that has like a standing army around it to deal with the darkness that spawns out of it, right? And they kind of came into this world. They were inhabiting bodies that were not their own. And they basically saw the standing army there fail. And the darkness from those ruins kind of getting brought out, right? And when they died that time, then they came back to the world of the dead, back to themselves, all that good stuff. One of the other times, they came back as animals. And, like, found some hints about who might have been the one that killed them. And ran into another living person that at least one of the players had a connection to in some kind, who had been, like, trying to hunt down whoever killed their sibling. Another time they were brought back, like, it was that kind of stuff, right? Hey, anime hero, how's it going? Hope all's well. Yes, all is going quite well. And then the fourth time they went back, they got to go back in their own bodies, though, because the fourth mission that they had, or the fourth thing they had to fix was not direct, like, it was for the god of the dead still. Or the god of death, rather. But, the god of death kind of sent them on a thing that the god of death knew they probably couldn't succeed. Because they met a like heroic figure from the past, right? A figure of myth. Think of God, what's that like figure of myth in like Gaelic stuff? Like Cuchulainn? I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But like a figure kind of like that was like a mythical figure. And that person was like in the realm of the... Yes. I'm sure I pronounced it wrong. Point is, a figure like that was somebody the god of death was like, go deal with this person for me. And like, the party was not going to be able to succeed at that. Cuchulainn. 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 Whatever. Point is, mine was named Micah. Something a little easier for me to say. But they ran into Micah, and Micah was like, there's no way y'all are going to be able to, like, fight me. Blah, blah, blah. But Micah had a mission for them, and had a way for them to return to the realm of the living while being themselves, but not alive again. In a way that, hey, little pots. In a way that was, you know, fun and silly and whatever. Oh, this one's gonna fight me. Okay. Pop. And then they had to go back to the realm of death after that. Because, hey, we did the thing for Micah. Before being able to fully return back to the realm of the living and then go get revenge or stop the person who had hunted them down and killed them. I'm sorry, little guys. Me killing the big guy made you mad? He was standing up. It scared me. My ranged battle? What you do in prose, I did in game. I mean, to be honest, some amount of this was inspired by your stories. Some amount of bits of how the world was structured and such, definitely, as well as some other bits. But it all ended up coming together to something that I think really worked. And I'm really, really happy with the overall... Oh, there's like a full boss down there. Shit. I didn't realize we were like... Okay. When I went into this little cave, I thought we were doing another, like... Small cave, no boss, like some of the other ones that we ran into so far in this game. I was wrong. Oh. Oh, this is going back up. Weird. Oh, and back down. No? What the fuck is this elevator on about? It's the weirdest elevator I ever did ride. Okay. Think carefully. I'm not gonna jump down there. Alright. Gonna get off this time. Oh, is this one moving too? No. Okay. What is this? Not a switch? Okay. What? Now it's not going. Oh! Oh, that's bringing that up. It is a switch. It's a switch for that. Okay, okay. Uncomfortable jumps. This shit could have been there for the game. Fair enough. I again really ended up having a great time with it though. All my players, like I have a group that we play and have been playing for years, so. Hey bud. Okay, you wanna fight? Claw you to death, man. I'm really satisfied with how it all ended up turning out overall, though. So, like, you know, there's honestly a few things that maybe I wish my players were would have asked a few more questions about, but that's just from a, like, ooh, I'm a silly world-buildy guy, and I maybe overbuilt the world a little bit in some certain aspects. But that didn't detract from the game. That's just funny little bits of like, oh, dang. I thought this was so cool and interesting, and it'll continue to be cool and interesting for me forever. Anyway. That was kind of my big thing, big change of the week was, hey, this got completed. Alright, well, let's drop down here. This is where the little guys were hanging out, huh? Alright. That was a scary little loop. Let's go find out what the hell boss we're looking at here, huh? Time for lover. Okay, there is a stake here. That's good. So, let's do this. Demi-human swordmaster owns? Just a little goblin guy with a sword? Whoa, hey. That was a hell of a teleporting move, my guy. Unfortunately, I'm really good at just shredding through people. I'm so sorry, guy. Oh, no. Well, I feel a little bad. That guy really just got completely fucking demolished. All these people dying to him? I had to dodge like one time and then I just trashed him. Well. Shit. I miss any other path in here? I know those like stairs broke on me and it looked like there was stuff over there, but I might have just been there to make you feel like there was more there, you know? Fortunately, I probably don't really get a map of this area, do I? No. I just take a peek at the top here. Like go across that bridge and then you just kind of go down. Yeah, no, I think we're good. Well, that went surprisingly smooth. How long have we been going? 2.5? Okay. Probably not going to go a whole heck of a lot longer today. Heck, hang on.